Welcome back to another update. Today I want to take a revisit once again to talk a little bit about the unemployment benefits situation in general. The real reason why is because it is admittedly true, and in the world, or just simply put inside the Congress, they have been a little bit quieter when it comes to just doing unemployment programs. Now, the big thing is that there are still unemployment related stuff that's happening, which is what today's update is going to be about. The big idea is that it's a very similar story to what's been going on with full stimulus check, in the sense that the probability of being able to see something on the federal level now is not very high. It's always possible, but it's just not something that's a priority right now, especially with everything going on in the world, such as inflation, interest rates, the world currently, which is a really crazy time. In today's update, I want to catch up to speed to talk about the proposals that have now officially just been released in order to do unemployment-related programs. So we're going to get right to it. So the first things that we're really going to talk about is the fact that in the state of Florida, there was recently a brand new proposal that was actually just released right here. That's essentially hoping to try to do a brand new program where they're going to be doing $375 per week. For unemployment, what's interesting about this bill is that it's also looking to try to increase the eligibility and along with also the actual time length that you can be on unemployment for. So beforehand, it used to be in Florida that if you got approved for unemployment, you would be able to get onto there for 12 weeks. But of course, there were also a lot of other programs like a PUC, the FedEd, the EB that took it for much significantly longer than 12 weeks or even 40-50 weeks. But through this program, they're going to take a base rate or a base length for people that are on just regular unemployment because sadly, PUC and PUA is now over. Maybe there'll be proposals that will bring it back, or programs that would act similar to PUC and PUA. But at this current time, they're going to extend it from basically 12 weeks up to 13 to 14 total weeks of unemployment. And that's really the story that's going on in Florida. Now, interestingly, Virginia also have another proposal right now. And this proposal is actually something that's already been approved in several other states. We talked a little bit how there are several states right now they're trying to create and have actually already approved and created some kind of program in order to allow people that lose their job related to something about the vaccine. So whether this is because they don't want to get the vaccine or maybe they lose their job because of the vaccine or just anything related to that world, they can now use this to jump back onto the unemployment program. So the new proposal is something that's going on actually in the state of Virginia that is now hoping to try to expand the program there. I do believe as many a very quick recap that this was a program that was actually already approved in 5 other states, although there might be even more at this point. I believe in Arkansas, Florida, Iowa, Kansas, and Tennessee, they did have a program that was going on. And some of them still have a program even to this day to allow people to go back on the unemployment program if they ended up having to lose work because of the vaccine. So the story really now is that Virginia has a proposal that are trying to do essentially the same exact story. Now, there is also another more interesting bill, and this one's actually very potentially useful. It's really in the state of Idaho. So Idaho, interestingly, actually has a new tax bill that was just recently proposed, where they are now hoping to actually, interestingly, try to bring back and reborn and revive the unemployment tax cut program that we all really missed. So if you guys remember from pretty much 2020 and then into the big first half of 2021, there is essentially a program they're trying to do there or that existed back then where they would essentially try to waive up to $10,200 worth of taxes or of the unemployment amount that you received in taxes, which often came out to be about $1,000 to $2,000 depending on the specific state that you're in. It basically acted almost like a 2000 tax rebate/stimulus Because at the end of the day, it is money that's either going in your pocket or less money being taken from your pocket, so helping your bank account to make the difference of about $2,000. So the story right now is that sadly, across the country, they are not doing the unemployment tax cut program anymore. So we sincerely wish that they were able to extend the program, but many states would try to do it on their own. Now I think the big idea is that similar to stimulus, everything going on is going to be very focused, very state and very specific demographic group of people. But one of the bills I do know that actually is trying to pop up and is really something that's hopefully going to apply to actually all 50 states is really about a lot of the unemployment revamping bill. So what this really is that there are several bills that are now floating around. Some of you guys might have remembered one of them was called the Wyden Bill. Essentially, it's the bills that talking about trying to improve unemployment in general. So not necessarily do a direct program, but essentially to try to make it so that a lot of difficulties, and feel free to share any stories that you guys might have gone through back then. Whether this had to do with things like the ID check, fraud, security, the actual unemployment systems, the speed, how long it took to get a lot of things processed and deliver payments, communication, everything around that world. And actually even probably just as related to us, and probably the thing that all of us really care about, is that they might be trying to increase the base rate of the actual unemployment, like a traditional unemployment, so that if people in the future try to get onto unemployment in general. Now the actual rate that they would qualify for would just simply put in something even greater. But of course that's just something that we're really just waiting around to see right now. But I think hopefully the ideas and the big maybe bottom line conclusion and significance is that there are a lot of bills that are happening. There are a lot of proposals, and while they do cover different parts of what they're trying to do, the idea, the big picture is that everything that we've been discussing is all about unemployment. There's really a big umbrella, whether it's about more unemployment payments, improving the unemployment systems, creating a program for specific kinds of unemployed people, or unemployment tax side of things. The idea is that there's things that are happening. That's what I really wanted to share in today's update. So if you guys hopefully maybe found that relatively insightful or maybe even enjoyable, consider slash the like button if you guys haven't done so. Huge thanks if you guys made it all the way this far, maybe you already did. And as always, feel free to comment any questions, personal thoughts, and consider subscribing to similar videos. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching.